Hello everyone, this is Alex from Trilabs and today we are having Abhimanyu Roy who is from CVRGU Global University and he will be sharing his interview experience of Cognizant. Hello Abhimanyu, can you just
Hey
briefly
Alex.
introduce yourself?
Uh, yeah, sure. Hey everyone, my name is Abhimanyu Roy. I'm from CV Global University, and I am a mechanical engineering student, and I'm currently working at Cognizant.
Okay, so Abhimanyu, can you briefly tell me about whether the how you joined Cognizant? Basically, I want to know whether it was an on-campus opportunity or an off-campus opportunity.
Yeah, sure. So it was a on-campus thing. I joined through my campus placements.
Mm-hmm.
The it was conducted online this year, and that is why the whole thing was there. And yeah, it was an on-campus placement.
Okay, okay. So this was basically an online interview, right? So can you just
Yeah.
briefly tell me the hiring process starting from round one to the last round?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, when the online on-campus thing started, the companies were coming and Cognizant was there, and
Mm-hmm.
they organized for online aptitude and coding test as usual, as the written round for all companies are done. It was done on the AMCAT platform,
Okay.
and
So this
so
was
there
this
was a
was the
time
first round,
limit.
right?
And yes, this was the first round.
Okay. So
So
after
there
this,
were
yeah. So
you.
after the first round, you have to qualify to the second round. And what was the second round?
And the second round, usually I've heard that Cognizant has two interview rounds, the technical and the HR, but this year we had a single interview round where the HR and technical round were kind of mashed up. So yeah, there
Okay.
was only
So
one round after
okay,
that.
in one interview round, you had both the technical and the HR together.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So I want to know, like, what was in since the interview was a combined technical and HR one. So what was your experience? What were the questions asked, and how you dealt with those scenarios?
Yeah, okay. So I was initially kind of nervous because I'm not from a CSIT background and this Cognizant, of course. So that what kind of questions I would be asked, and I'd asked my seniors about it also a little bit to get guidance. But it was a very pleasant experience for me. So first of all,
Mm-hmm.
when the interview started, and the interviewer first asked me to introduce myself and the
Mm-hmm.
general beginning parts, and
Yes.
then he also okay, and on the platform, the interview platform, they'll send you a link
Mm-hmm.
and you'll have to join in. And
Okay.
there's also the uh, what do you call it, there's an editor, code editor, where you'll have to
Coded.
they'll give
Yes.
you a question and you'll have to code there. So
Okay.
he asked me to speak with him while simultaneously coding. So that was a bit challenging because I don't have very good hand-eye coordination. So that was a bit
Okay.
challenging, but then I started doing it. The first question, I believe, was the for loop pattern,
Okay.
where there's a 6 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, that one. So that was
Okay.
the, and I fortunately had practiced that one a few days before, so I was
Mm-hmm.
able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
speaking to me,
So
so I had to stop. And
okay, yeah,
yeah.
Abhimanyu, yeah, I got it. So, can you tell me, was there anything specific related to your, like, since you are from non-CS background, so was there anything specific asked from that part, from your mechanical
Yeah, there
concepts?
was. There actually was. For me, there were number of actually there were a number of questions.
Okay.
So when I was introducing myself, I told that I'm from mechanical background.
Mm-hmm.
So although he didn't ask me that why wanted to join in a CSIT company, which is usually asked, he asked me a
Mm-hmm.
lot of mechanical questions. Like there was a question about the Young's modulus. There was a question
Okay.
about turbines. There was a question about if I'm not wrong, there was a question from material sciences, and two or three more of
Okay.
that kind, where one line answers, two line
Mm-hmm.
answers mostly. Those
Okay.
were the types of questions I was asked. i
Mm-hmm.
was uh, bu- I was able to answer 4 out of 6.
Okay.
So it
So,
was more or less good.
okay, so they did ask you these questions. So, anything related to the CS questions, like from CS core concepts like OS,
Yes.
DBMS, networking, and all those stuff?
Yes. So first of all, what they asked was what programming language are you fluent in, or
Mm-hmm.
what programming languages do you know?
Okay.
So I named one or two of the ones that I had practiced. And
Okay.
so he took up C++ and he asked me what is C++. So I told him a little bit about that, and then I told that it is a object oriented programming language. So he asked
Mm-hmm.
about that a little bit. So that was a little bit about the theory part.
Okay.
And then there were two coding questions were there, and one
Mm-hmm.
logical question,
Okay. Okay.
and which I had to like write down on that platform and answer.
So one takeaway that I can
And
see here is
yeah,
that
so that was,
you were given an online code editor where you had to code, right?
yeah,
You were given an online code editor, right, where you had
yes,
to write the code. Okay. Okay.
yes,
Okay. Okay. So yeah,
that was there.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was nice because this is quite a different experience as I had when I joined Persistent and I had interviewed for Cognizant, because it was completely face to face, everything happening with the person right by you. Yeah. So one last thing before we end this
Yes.
discussion, what is your advice to your juniors or someone who is preparing for Cognizant specifically for during this COVID pandemic, because everything will be online? So what is your advice?
Okay, so I would say that since there's this shift from offline to online, so the companies are coming about this hiring process. They're coming more and more to grasp with the whole process, and they're improving themselves also.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the students also need to buckle up a little bit. Uh, if I get into the details, even for the especially for the non-CSIT students,
Mm-hmm.
start preparing at least one coding language really well. C, C++, Java.
Okay. Okay.
These three I think would be the best.
The
At
fundamental
least
ones.
one of them. If you can do more than one, yes. If you can
Yes.
do more than one, well and good, really great. But
Mm-hmm.
at least one. I tried to do C++, and that is why it helped. At
Mm-hmm.
least try to be well versed in all the concepts. Know what kind of questions you can be asked from. There's a number of websites, number of uh, eh, videos and interview experiences and
Yes.
everything on YouTube. You can
Correct.
try to find out that what
Correct.
kind of questions you will be asked.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's basic questions, but you never know, it can
Yes.
be.
Yes.
And also I would like to say one thing which was more of a personal experience that I observed, and I was told also that the interviewer tends to ask you questions on the basis of what you answer. So since I was asked that what kind of coding language I'm fluent in, and I
Mm-hmm.
said C++, and then he asked me what C++ was, and then I said object oriented part. So then he asked me, so you kind of create your own questions as you move forward in an interview. And one thing that I would say, that do not try not to stammer, try not to get nervous, because that is a
Okay. Yeah.
major back out issue for the interviewer
So,
also.
thanks a
So
lot,
yeah,
Abhimanyu. Those were very good points, especially the ones like you need to, ones related to like you drive your interview yourself, the questions and the answers. I mean, the answers that you give are the questions. I mean, the questions will be framed from those answers itself by the interviewer. So, yeah, it was really nice,
yes.
and thank you, Abhimanyu, for joining us. This was really
Thanks a lot.
helpful. This would be really helpful for those who will be from non-CS background, because we are in a kind of a situation with the Trilabs, like like we give mock interviews. Okay, Abhimanyu, just one question before you leave. Let's say if there is a platform which is
Yes.
offering you mock interview, so would you be ready to take that or not? Because mock interviews do help you to prepare for those situations beforehand.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Anything, especially because uh,
Hmm.
currently we do not have access to like. Usually we have teachers or someone who can help us, or seniors we can help us. Mock interviews are very very helpful. Uh, in fact, while before the whole placement drive started, me and my friend actually got mock interviews, like bought mock interviews,
Hmm.
and we tried to practice because this is very crucial. Yeah, so definitely mock interviews 100%.
Okay, so with this, we have come to the end of our discussion, and thank you, Abhimanyu, once again for joining us. And very soon, we will meet you guys with some more interview experiences from some CS and non CS background, both students, right? So that's it from my side. Thank you. Thank you all.